Iron Fist, issue number 2. That's right, folks, he's back. Not Danny Rand. Well, he is in this book. This isn't about him. No, because we have to legacy this character, Swordmaster has become the new Iron Fist. And I know some people are still hesitant on this. It's like, oh man, Danny Rand's being ousted as like a loser who's white and he's appropriating culture. It's like, no, that has never been what Danny was. That's not even close to his character. This is just more an interesting story dealing with a mythology in a cool way. It doesn't, destroy the character of Danny Rand, nor does it destroy the character of Swordmaster. It's just an interesting story from a writer who's trying to do something with these characters that hasn't been done before. And it works really well. It's a great book. I really do like this book because it feels just so Danny Rand. And anybody who has seen this channel enough, you know I'm a fan of this character. I love Danny Rand. Iron Fist is one of the characters that really got me into Marvel. And I think just telling a story like this really works for him. And works for Lin Lai. It's just really cool. We open up this book and we're seeing Xiao Lao the Undying. Some people are fighting this dragon, and it's just kind of like about the mythos and the legend of what it means to become an Iron Fist. And then we cut to Shanghai, where we see once again that Mei Min and Lin Lai are attacking these weird zombie vampire vermin creature looking things, getting pieces of the sword, because when we rebuild the Swordmaster sword, then we will probably see the chi of Xiao Lao leave Lin and go into Danny or somebody new again. The great thing about this book, I think this is really cool. It sets up that any one of these new characters, or characters that are already existing, depending on if you know more about them. I do not know more about this universe. I didn't read those Swordmaster or White Fox books with all those characters, part of that weird city thing. I don't remember. But I will say this. It's pretty cool, and I think any one of those characters could take up this mantle. So you see Lynch trying to use this new power that he doesn't really understand. He's doing okay, and then suddenly he just stops. He's like, oh, I'm so angry I can't focus, and then he just goes into a berserker rage, and he starts to beat them up, and then getting angry again gives him the power, and he does a nice uppercut, just slashing one of the guys and taking the shard that he needs to build his sword again. It's very cool, but he's also just kind of frustrated at the world. I'm trying so hard to do this thing, and I don't understand what's happening. He can't calm his rage. And this girl that's Min, she is very just trying to help him here. And she's very much like the supporting role character, like his ride along. It's cool, and it works well. I like it. So they're kind of just figuring out what our next step is going to be. Probably when they go back to Kun'Lun, they're going to figure out okay, we really got to figure out a plan here and maybe train you better to become a better Iron Fist. Then we cut back to New York City, where Danny's at the dinner table with Luke, Colleen Wing, Misty Knight, and Pei. And he's like, have you seen this dude? He's pretty sick. He's not trained perfectly, and he's just kind of young and fresh and kind of headstrong, but he can flip really cool. He's so acrobatic and doing all this stuff. He makes me feel so old, I'm so irrelevant now. This guy's cool. Just looking at him makes my joints hurt. I love him. And I love this interpretation of Danny because he's not vengeful that somebody took his chi. He's this kid is good. I think he's going to do good at this. He just needs the proper training. He just got to get back on his feet. Man, it's a young man's game to keep up in this world. And I'm getting older. And once again, I'm going to point this out to a lot of people that might not see it. If you look at the artwork for Danny Rand, he's looking a little bit like Finn Jones, and we just saw that all the Netflix stuff have just moved over to Disney+. I'm just going to say it. We're not getting rid of Finn Jones. He's staying around as Danny. I'm just going to put it out there because it's probably going to happen. As that's happening, everyone's trying to be like, Danny, you're pretty weird about this. You want to help this kid, but it doesn't seem like you're able to get into Kun'Lun. He's like, well, maybe, and Pei's kind of going, well, Fo could help us, right? He knows how to build a new gate. He's like, yeah, well, I actually do have a plan, and Danny's got a plan. He knows who he's going to ask for help, but we don't actually see who he's going to ask for help about this because we go back to Kun'Lun. We're a group of fascinating-looking characters who I don't know half their names. We know one is Yang Yi. I'm sure that sounds familiar to me. I cannot place a name for you, and he's just kind of mad at Lin. He's like, you don't even deserve that. You're an outsider who stole the power. The previous Iron Fist was an outsider who stole the power. And the one before that was a guy who stole it. You're all just a bunch of outsiders who are taking our legacy. You don't deserve it. He throws Lin a sword. He's like, if you're a sword master, then fight me, bro. See if you're actually worthy of being the title. And they're getting to a nice slap fight. Everyone's about to beat each other up. And Lin's like, yeah, I wasn't trained by your Kun'Lun soldiers, but I was trained by Shang-Chi. I was trained by a panda guy or a bear god or something, like Crescent and Io. And I was trained by White Fox. So I'm going to kick your ass. And before they actually get into a big scrap, Sparrow UT is who, I think she's the current Thunderer, right? Yes. She shows up. She's like, just stop, okay? Calm down a minute. We cut back to it's nighttime. We're at Mei Min's home. And you see Lin's trying to build the sword. And he's like, I really hate this. I really don't like this legacy. I don't like this power. Iron Fist sucks. Why does this character matter? Get me this. Get this out of me. I hate it here. Please just give me my sword. Mei's like, come with me and I'm going to show you something about our history. And she shows him like this mural of like one of the only women. I think she was like one of the few women Immortal Iron Fist. It's a character we've seen in the Immortal Iron Fist story in like a flashback scene. Wow, she's like, she used her chi, channeled it into like a bow and arrow, and she would shoot down fleets of ships. And like, she really just like changed and defined how you become an Iron Fist. Like, it wasn't just using her fist. She turned into something that she knew how to use. And she became her own person because of it. Like, she literally changed the concept of an Iron Fist. It's a title. It's not literally what you do. It's like, so you can change it. And you just see that the Thunderer shows up, and UT's like, yeah, you can. I mean, I promised when I took on the role of Thunderer that I would shape the idea of the Iron Fist into something it wasn't before. You know, like a beggar girl turned into a pirate queen. I'm going to change the idea of the Iron Fist. So first, we got to start and teach you how to channel this chi in the way that you are accepting and understanding of doing. So we get a nice montage of Lin learning to use the Iron Fist in a different way, where it starts channeling through the sword that he is given. And it's very fascinating. I love this idea because that's such a cool concept in on itself, isn't it? Just like this young kid so angry at the world for giving him this power that so many would die for, would give their life to have. And he's like, I had my power. I had my legacy. I had my sword. It's the only thing that mattered to me. It blew up and got stuck in my arms, and now I can't do anything right. So now he has to come back and learn this new power he is given through the ways that he learned it himself. That is so cool. I really like that. And then we just see, like, the power is hurting him, it's burning him. Not even, like, the Iron Fist power is burning him. It's the power of the sword. He feels something, like, burning inside of him. He's like, oh, no, it can't be. And we cut back to, like, the tomb city of Shayu, and he's looking through, like, the Dark Destroyer, the God of War, like, the tomb of him, and this, like, weird shadowy figure standing there, like, you go there, we will attack you, whoever you say you are. And then we see, like, this weird man, this weird-looking anime dude just shows up. He's like, please, don't misunderstand. This is the two of my family's care. And it's just like, I am Lin Fang, and I am here to take what's mine from my brother, And, okay, I understand where this is going. It's an anime kind of story where the evil brother shows up just to reclaim his land. I'm like, that's kind of fun. I don't hate that. Very cool. And this could be going in a couple of ways. We could see this new guy that just showed up at the end here taking the sword, and Lin stays as the Iron Fist. We could see that he's like a bad guy, and Danny's going to team up with him to take this guy down. I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, it establishes a couple of characters that if we were to give Lin the power of the Sword Master back, a couple of these characters could take over the mantle of Iron Fist. It could be Mei Min that takes it. It could be... what's his name there? That one that was fighting with Yang Yi. It could be Yang Yi that takes it. It could be Danny again. Maybe it's going to be the Thunderer. Maybe it's going to be any one of his proteges. It could be anybody. I think that's a really cool idea. It's just a fun idea. And this is such an interesting and cool book that's doing something very creative with the Iron Fist mantle and the Iron Fist title that I just really love and respect it. It's a really fun idea. And it's doing something incredibly fun with these cool characters that I adore. I adore these characters. And I adore this book. Very fun concept. So Iron Fist issue number 2, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. Now thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.